Welcome back to the War of the Realms right here at Comicstorian. This is a storyline in which the 9 realms have decided to attack Midgard with Meleketh as the leader attacking the entire planet. Meleketh has won, and the entire planet of Earth has been taken over by various elements within Thor's rogue gallery. Thor is currently missing, Odin is currently injured, and most of our superheroes had to retreat from the New York battlefield as the Valkyries fell in combat. We are now covering a bunch of the tie-ins known as the Strike Team issues, and these happen between issue 3 and issue 4. If you want to catch the full playlist and fully understand what is going on with our storyline, click the link down below to the playlist. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get into the Strike Team issue. And if you're wondering where you are, this is the Comicstorian channel, and here we take some of your favorite comic books, video games, and movies, and we break them down into audio dramas, allowing you to keep up with your favorite lore and be able to keep your normal schedule. Let's get into Strike Team, the Dark Elf Realm. After her conversation with Captain America, which sent him off to Jotunheim to try and save Thor, Freya moved on to her next task. Captain America suggested that I speak with you. He doesn't like you, but he respects you, she says, turning to speak with Frank Castle, the Punisher. With his black Bifrost, Meleketh seeks to corrupt every part of the earth. Meleketh is ink in clear waters. To touch him is to become him. Frank just grunts. What you become is your choice. Can't put that on someone else. Briefly, Freya stares at the Punisher, evaluating him with her cold blue eyes. For a man surrounded by majesty and terror, you are remarkably simple, Frank Castle. Frank merely nods. Frank is one of the simplest things. Point and shoot. Meleketh is from her world. He's your problem to solve. Do what it takes to solve it. Yet Freya knows that this is easier said than done. She needs mortals to aid her in her task. Those who are burdened by anger. Frank nods. I could list them off, but you're gonna have to convince them yourselves. So Frank gives her names. She-Hulk, Ghost Rider, Blade. He tells her not to think of them as people, but as weapons. It is later that Freya explains the mission to the group of heroes, with Jennifer Walters cutting right to the point. Don't lie to me. Is what you're asking possible? Long shot or not, can we even succeed? This is a warrior's chance, Miss Walters. The All-Mother nods, and the group look at each other. Ghost Rider merely wanting to know if the creatures deserve the pain that they are going to bring, while Blade hesitates to have to clean up the god's mess. Frank just turns. Bullets still work on these things. Bullets work everywhere. Mankind's one enduring achievement, she nods. The goddess then raises her hand. Time is of the essence. Do I have your commitment? Jennifer has her reservations. The team is a group of madmen and murderers. They all raise their hands. Looks like we're yours, she says. Freya smiles. In Asgard, they don't believe only tales of legends. She needs to see the heroes fight, to know that they have what it takes to complete the mission. Magic begins to glow through her and the room is bathed in light. Ancient power, I call upon you. Test them with their fears. Show me their darkness, she cries. Jennifer Walters stands before a judge, her cousin Bruce Banner. She always thought he was weaker, that he let the monster win. Rage filling the Hulk as he launches himself at her. She struggles briefly before the monster within takes over, and She-Hulk meets her cousin in the battle as her true nature takes over. She will never be as civilized as she wants to be. Ghost Rider, in his dream, is standing in the crumbled remains of New York. From the ruins steps out Johnny Blaze, the king of hell, his chain of hellfire lashing out, the will of vengeance mocking him. You are no rider. Yet our new Ghost Rider breaks free of the chains. He is not afraid of penance. He has mastered his fears, his rage. Blade stands before an ancient Gothic castle. The door falls inward at a strike from his boot, and before him, sitting on the throne of human bones, sits the king of vampires himself. You will stop protecting mankind. You will stop hunting our blood. You will accept your destiny. I am your future. The old Blade intones. In anger, Blade lashes out, sword striking the darkness. Blade knows that his greatest enemy will always be himself. One by one, the heroes realize that what they are seeing isn't real. And Frank Castle kneels in a dark room, a smoking pistol in his hand, and the bodies of his comrades littered around him. Lady Freya, the others are figuring it out. I think they passed your test. One by one, the heroes defeat their worst fears, and one by one, they pass the test. They break free, striking out against the one who put them in this place. And that's when Freya meets them in battle. The void dissipates and the team stands once again in the war room. She turns, bidding the group to ready themselves for the toils that lay ahead. Later, the team has arrived at Svartalfheim, disguised as the members of Meleketh's black forces. The plan is suicide. We should just start stabbing everyone. Blade hisses from beneath his dark elven armor. Yet Freya tells the Daywalker to keep his sword in its sheath, for she will do the talking. Suddenly, one of the guards steps forward. What in slimy hell are those? he questions, indicating She-Hulk and the poorly disguised Ghost Rider. Freya steps forward, noting that they are a troll and a fire goblin, ready to be sent to Midgard to join the glorious battle. Ain't Malekith great? Ghost Rider tries to help in the ruse. That is the ugliest troll I have ever seen, another Dark Elf laughs. She-Hulk growls with anger and takes a step forward, yet notes how large the other two Dark Elves are, questioning their clans. Having given up on the plan, Frank shifts aside his mossy cloak, bringing up his submachine gun and opening fire. So much for the plan. If you squint, they look like vampires. Blade cries, throwing his disguise away, drawing his sword. Freya's blade bites into the dark elven flesh as she turns to her team. Rider, no point in hiding. Call forth your steed. And the Hell Charger appears, with the team riding forward on the blaze of hellfire. Traveling across Svartalfheim, the team quickly arrives at the Black Bifrost. Frank opens fire as Blade's sword slices through the Dark Elves guarding the Black Gate. Blade notes that they are going to need explosives for the gate, which they didn't bring. I'll wire the car to blow, Frank offers over the sound of gunfire. I don't recommend touching the ride, Punisher, Ghost Rider notes, yet Freya knows that they have all of the explosives that they need. Don't we, my Lady Hulk? In response, Hulk slams her fist down, building up enough gamma energy within her. The battle continues to rage on as the Hulk's energy builds, and finally she has enough, readying to destroy the Black Gate. And that brings us to this week's cliffhanger. Now, I hope you guys are enjoying our War of the Realms coverage as we are peppering in all of these tie-ins so that you get a full scope of the battle that is unfolding before us. Next week and the week after, we've got Strikeforce, the War Avengers, and then we've got War of the Realms, Venom. All of these are going to be great. I'm having a lot of fun doing this series, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we are bringing you War of the Realms every week right here at Comicstorian, and I'll see you next time right here.